County Indian Colony, where intra-tribal warfare has suddenly broken out. Gun battles over control of casino profits at the Elm Indian Colony on Clear Lake have left several people wounded. We get late details live from Kevin Riggs outside that colony. Kevin.
Well, Pete, that's right. Lake County authorities remain in combat stance at this hour, awaiting the outbreak of more violence at the Elm Indian Colony, which is just up the road from us here in Lake County. That colony has been racked with gunfire and other violence since the weekend, the result of intertribal feuding. Now, at this hour, guns are drawn and tensions are high.
But is this over?
No, ma'am, it is not. Make no mistake, it is not. We conducted an investigation today, and we did not get cooperation that we expected to get.
It is a tense time for Lake County law enforcement, who spent last night and much of the day occupying the Elam Indian Colony near Clear Lake. It is also a time of great fear for those who live in the colony, many of whom were evacuated overnight.
I got to constantly be on guard because I don't know when the next time they're going to shoot me. I've already been shot once.
They shoot over my house. They call the police. The police says, as long as you don't get shooting, they didn't see it, so they're not going to help you.
Late today, Elam residents were allowed to return to their homes, now shattered by gunfire. But the trouble is far from over.
He had 2 cases of ammo in his house. What the is with them? Those boys still got guns pointing at us.
SWAT team members remain outfitted in full gear, watching a reservation that remains a shooting gallery and a simmering stew of hostility. The troubles center around a political struggle over who controls casino profits here.
They're so hot to shoot somebody, they're going to shoot anybody, take a pop shot if you disagree with them.
Violence has threatened to overwhelm the Lake County Sheriff's Department. It's called in help from other law enforcement jurisdictions and has also requested aid from federal authorities.
It's going to take a commitment from members of the tribe to stop shooting at each other. And when they're willing to discuss issues and not shoot at each other, these are family members. They're shooting at family. And I'm not going to tell you that we're going to necessarily just by law enforcement presence, obviously, now that they're shooting at us, we're not going to be able to resolve it on our own.
Now, several people have been wounded in the shooting since the violence began on Sunday, but amazingly, no one has been killed. That is amazing considering the amount of gunfire that's been going on, but law enforcement says, considering the size of the arsenal involved, it may be just a matter of time. The SWAT team will obviously remain on standby here throughout the night. It plans to be a very long night for Lake County law enforcement. Live in Lake County, I'm Kevin Riggs. Pete, back to you in San Francisco.
Kevin, if you can hear me, we're getting reports that SWAT team's beginning to squeeze a little bit, that they're beginning to move in on the edges of all this. Any confirmation of that?
That is true from what we understand. They actually opened up the reservation to traffic after keeping it closed for much of the day about 2 hours ago. But right after the residents went back in, we were told there was more gunfire, more people running around with guns. That's when the SWAT team moved back in. They are in there right now with guns drawn, patrolling the area and trying to snuff out hot spots. So it's a very volatile situation.
Kevin Riggs, thanks.
I need you to go back.
Is it getting bad?
Well,
Again?
yeah. So I need you, please, to go on back. We don't want you to get hurt.
Okay. The Ellen Pomo Indian Colony is off limits tonight. No one in and no one out. At the Lake County Sheriff's roadblock, people on foot were stopped, searched, and questioned. And vehicles were searched. Here, a high-powered rifle was confiscated, the driver taken into custody. The action is to avoid last night's open warfare with guns blaring between feuding factions of the tribe that at one point had a sheriff's SWAT team pinned down.
Last night we were fired upon, and the SWAT team was pinned down for a short time, and we regrouped and backed out and called for assistance, and that brought all the mutual aid agencies to Lake County.
The war that has pitted neighbor against neighbor, cousin against cousin, is over the proceeds from the colony's casinos, and in its wake, a war zone.
You guys ain't taking off, are you? Wait right here. Let's show them.
I'm looking at a 30-30 or a 30-06 shell because they shot this from a long range. You know, just looking at it, because you see this hole went through here. This one went to the back, into the back of my truck.
Mabel Fourkiller is one trying to take control of the casinos from tribal chairman Thomas Brown. And she claims she and others have become the target of violence.
All 4 houses that are being shot at are all right next to one another. So we're just like
like a military would do, jumping from house to house, covering behind cars and everything else. During the day, we have snipers. During the evening, we have full-blown war.
After law enforcement again gained control of the colony today, there were joyful reunions of those who wanted to get out. 9 people have been shot since the shooting started over the weekend.
I was shot right here as the bullet went into me on the side, and it was sitting right here, so this is what they had to do to get it out.
Please, have somebody come out here. Please. I'm begging her on this phone. I said, I don't know if he's dead.
Many Indians here, caught in the crossfire, claim law enforcement isn't doing enough.
I think he has just taken from the step of, well, we're Indians out there. We're just going to bring in body bags. We'd rather see you guys dead and let you guys fight among yourselves.
And as dark fell tonight, no one knew what was ahead, and fear ran high.
We don't know if we're going to get shot. I'm scared. I'm really scared.
A lawsuit has been filed in this ongoing feud. The FBI has seized the books of the casino, and 3 agents from the Bureau of Indian Affairs are headed here from Washington, D.C. But the hope here tonight is that cooler heads prevail until some solution is reached. In Lake County, I'm Doug Murphy. Anna, Mac, back to you.
Thank you, Doug.
Indian colonies operate pretty much as independent entities, free from outside interference. So, what can local police do when trouble breaks out on Indian land? Thuy Vu has been looking into that tonight. She joins us live now from the newsroom. Thuy?
Well, Matt, California is one of a handful of states where local police departments do have authority on Indian colonies in their areas, but the laws protecting Native Americans are complex, and that sometimes leads to tense misunderstandings.
The tribal feud on the Elam Indian colony goes back several years, and it's getting uglier as gambling gets bigger.
It's a matter of control of the tribe, and more recently, I think the fact that they do have Indian gaming and a casino has caused that to rise to an even higher level.
On most Indian lands, profits from gaming are supposed to be distributed among the tribe's members. For many tribes, casinos are the main economic lifeline. But the casinos can also deal out trouble, like the battle for control at Elam and confusion over who has law enforcement authority. Some tribe members said sheriff's deputies were not permitted on the colony.
I'm not aware of the deputies not being allowed in or that kind of thing. I understood that the sheriff has been patrolling the reservation and doing a good job with the resources that he has.
Conflicts over jurisdiction have come up before on other Indian lands. One example, the polyclass kidnapping case. The suspect, Richard Allen Davis, was arrested at the Coyote Indian Reservation in Ukiah. Tribe members there said Davis and the family he stayed with were squatters. They said they tried to evict them, but local authorities would not step in to help. The laws governing reservations are complicated, and often in the end, the tribes are on their own, and the Elam standoff is no exception.
They have their own laws, their constitution and bylaws, their ordinances. They have the means to resolve their issues. The Bureau of Indian Affairs takes the position that it's an internal matter, that they need to resolve it.
Well, the Federal Bureau of Indian Affairs is stepping in to some extent. It is sending out 3 criminal investigators to help out with the Sheriff's Department, and those investigators are expected to arrive sometime tonight or tomorrow morning. And that's the story from here in the newsroom. I'm Thuy Vu. Mac, Anna, back to you.
Interesting, isn't it? The money was supposed to be a solution, and now it's just a big part of the problem.
Yeah, and as is often the case with money, it is a source of problems.
Thank you, Thuy.